Yo, what's going on, guys? This is XC Exquisite with a brand new video. This video is about my opinion about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 this moment of time, which is weekend 2 of the beta. I haven't played it too much yet because I have a full daytime job, so it's hard to spend all the hours and time in it. Try to do the best as I can. So I'm gonna go over some points with you guys that I've noted down here. Okay, so first of all, let's get into this and start off with visibility. Okay, so we have been this is known as an issue in weekend 1 already. They addressed it. A lot of people addressed it. Infinity Ward listened and made a blog post about it, about all the things they changed or fixed. Leave a link to in the comments below if I find it again, because knowing me, I've probably lost it already, but still. So the visibility, in my opinion, and some of my other friends that told me this, is that they are like, the enemies are quite hard to see, let's say distance. So let's say you want to do a long shot, or you're killing from a more or less distance, the enemy disappears into the background a lot. Do I think this is gonna be is this gonna be a continuous issue? I don't think so. Reason why is because now we have the operators again, which will come out obviously probably with skins. So when people are gonna apply them their operator skin, I think it's gonna be gone, or it's gonna be, there's gonna be more contrast at least. So that's my point of view on visibility. Now what I do think is still really confusing at this moment in the beta, but we have to remember it is still a beta game, so a lot's gonna be changing before the game comes out officially on October of 28th. So there are gonna be some fixes up at that point. There are gonna be some things that will be addressed or changed through progress and updates and whatnot. So that's something we have to keep in mind. But my point that I was gonna state is the visibility about your enemies and friendlies. It is so confusing to recognize which one is the enemy and which one is a friendly person, because of the dots that they have for the friendlies, but they don't have anything showing for the enemies. Which brings me to a next point of mine that I would really like to see changing or maybe added, is like a health bar above the person's name, so you can see how many damage you do or have done while engaging with that enemy. For me personally, that gives me a better feeling knowing what kind of damage I did than before, which also makes sense, because if you can see how many damage you did with a certain gun, you can talk about like how many damage per second or whatever. You can really get the stats of those guns calculated out, because I know some of the people that I've talked to, they are really curious about like how many damage per second or whatever is gonna be done, or really analytic people would really like to see that. Then my other point that I got down with some of my friends is there is the third person mode, Mosh Pit. It's kind of a hit or miss in this situation. You might wonder why, because I personally haven't played it, so this is based on my my friend's gameplay. They told me that it's like, I don't know, it could be fun, but it still needs a lot of rework or attention. That being said, I can't really comment on the third person mode yet because I haven't played it yet. Unfortunately, every time when I played it, my game crashed. So that's another thing. The demo, or at least the beta, crashes a lot, but I don't think that's anything new during a beta. We have seen it with multiple games. It's always gonna happen. That's why it's still called a beta. What else do we got? The maps. Let's talk about maps for a second, because maps have been improved since the last Call of Duty I played. So you get a really nice feeling of running around, like playing objective wise. It's a mix of slow and fast paced, so it depends on how your game is going that you feel slower or fast paced. But I think, my personal opinion, it feels a bit slow in general. So you don't see kills with or many players with like 30+ kills in a domination or a team deathmatch match because of it. The pace is slower, you reload slower, everything is a bit slower, right? Like when you slide, it takes longer to get out of your slide. That's why everybody is like kind of wishing the slide canceling will be returned, which in my opinion is a good thing that it's gone, because it's just not supposed to be like that. But still, enough of that. But the maps, they play very nice. But another thing that I will note is that maps also feel different when you play different game modes. So let's say when you play Museum on Domination, it feels way different than when you have to play it as a team deathmatch game. So, but I will leave you guys to your own experience, or if you find anything of these things that will apply of your experience, or you have other comments on it, please let me know down below so we can have like a good discussion about that. The game mode Invasion I played, it's like basically a 20v20 with bots on your team and bots on the enemy team. Is it fun? Yes and no. For me personally, I don't really like it that much because you get a feeling that it is not challenging enough as of right now. Because if you kill bots, you don't really get, you don't really get XP, but you get your points that admit into the game progression itself, the game mode progression. But for me personally, I don't see myself playing this from time to time because I will get bored of it really fast, I think, because there's it's like a base type game mode. So the base type game mode means that you have one base for the enemies at the other hand and your base at your end, and that's where you spawn, that's where you get in, and everything like that, it's connected. But it's way too easy to push from your end to the enemy's end and kind of spawn trap them, which is not fun for no one. Because it will get bored, it will get stunned, it will get like stale. It's not really something for me. So I've also played Prisoner, the Prisoner game mode already. I haven't played Knockout yet, but I don't think it's gonna be that big of a difference. They also just recently added Search and Destroy, which I don't have footage of unfortunately, but I will be playing it. But I think it's just a classic Search and Destroy as we all know of. There's no need to like get on the game modes because the game modes are the same as every other card has been, so that's nothing new. The other thing that I think is very interesting at this point is the footsteps. The footsteps noise has been really loud so far, but for me as well, it's I do think it's still good. I don't think it's as overpowered as it was maybe weekend one that I heard people saying. It's definitely been improved, but it's just not on the sweet spot yet. You can still hear or see people coming around very fast because of your the sense of the hearing, the footsteps around the corners, or a couple of blocks, not blocks but like hallways away, or like sections of the map. You can still hear those people. Another thing that I think is a good thing but needs a lot of time to get used to or to understand it, that's the Gunsmith. I've heard a lot of people talking shit about the Gunsmith. In my opinion, it's good. It's new, it's fresh. Change is not laying good with a lot of people. It takes time to adjust to new systems or new ways that work, and I think it's just a matter of time to get used to it and really take the full advantage of that Gunsmith system. But for me, that's good. Another thing that I like is the progression throughout the guns. If you want to unlock all the guns at this moment in the beta, you will have to play with all different types of guns to be able to unlock the next one. Or even though in another category, let's say you start with an AR rifle, and then you have to play with 2 other AR rifles or 1 more AR rifles in order to unlock the SMG version of that rifle. So it gives a lot of diversity, a lot of progression. It makes you play with other type of guns, so you don't stick with your one-shot loadout or whatever you want to call it, your forced loadout. It gives you some more diversity. I think that is gonna be all for now. Because like I said, this is a first impression. I've only been playing it for a couple of hours if I count it up from yesterday and today. I have did a live stream again is coming up very soon, and as always guys, if you like this video, please like this video because it helps me out a lot to get me out there on the YouTube platform. Drop a like, subscribe because it's free, and click that bell notification bell. Click that bell to be notified when I upload any other game content of Call of Duty or Apex. You will just see me playing games that I like. But if you want to stay notified or stay fresh with the current situation of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, be sure to subscribe, and you will not be disappointed. I hope you guys have a great evening, and I'll catch you guys